I guess I never did tell you what I am going to look at. Welcome back to Static Camper Van. I am Scott. Lately I have not been very static. I've been moving around quite a bit until I got here to Santa Cruz, where I have been hanging out for the last several days. This has been an incredible city. I think my favorite city I've ever visited, but today is a little bit bittersweet because it's time to move on. Well, it's a little chilly out. I wanted to be up and out onto the road by 8 in the morning this morning, but it's now just after 9 o'clock. I waited a little extra time just to warm up a little bit. I did not want to get out of bed since it was so cold. I maybe should have run my heater last night, but I didn't, so we're not doing too bad. We're just an hour off a schedule, but I'm not really on a big schedule, except that I do have a bit of a destination in mind today. I am in Santa Cruz, and I want to head up to San Francisco. And there's two ways to get to San Francisco, kind of two regular ways to get to San Francisco. One is up through a very pretty drive through the mountains and redwoods. I believe that is Highway 17. But I do have some engine issues with my van. Burns a lot of oil when I'm on really steep inclines, and so I've decided to take what I've been told is the less pretty way, which is Route 1, PCH, if you will, right along the coast. I think it's going to have a nice pretty view, but it probably depends on if you want to see trees or ocean. And I'm usually ocean-minded, so I think I'm going to like this route.
In 500 feet, turn right onto California 1 North.
So last night I happened to be parked right near a coffee shop that I found I went to the other day. Actually went to another location of the same company's coffee shop called Cat and Cloud. And it was really difficult not to go over there and get a cup of coffee this morning. Their coffee was just incredible. And part of the reason I did park where I parked last night was because it was right near one of their locations there, but because I'm running behind and because I've got some really good coffee on hand anyway, I just decided to skip it and just get moving. I am enjoying my coffee right now. I've got some Groundwork coffee, one of my favorite coffee roasters, so I just need to enjoy it, enjoy the scenery, and I'll get back to Santa Cruz, I'm sure, at some point in the future, and definitely get back to Cat and Cloud. But right now I've got good coffee. So even though I have a destination here this morning, trying to get to San Francisco to check out a product that I have been interested in, I'm not in a real big hurry. So I have one stop that's not too far out of Santa Cruz here that I'm going to stop and look at because it was suggested to me, called Pigeon Point Lighthouse. And I don't know what to expect. I don't like to know too much about a place before I get there, so I'm just taking the suggestion, and I just popped it into Google Maps, and we'll see what it looks like once we get there. And if there are some other places that I want to stop and look at, of course I will do that. I'll just stop, and I don't have to exactly get to San Francisco today. I can get there tomorrow or the day after. Yeah, so this will just be a nice, easy drive. We're not under any time considerations here today. Well, first impression is it's very pretty out here, but it's also extremely chilly because it is very, very windy. The drive got windier the farther north I was going, so made driving a little difficult. Probably not great for my fuel mileage either. This is absolutely beautiful out here. Glad I stopped. I'm glad it was recommended to me. But it is very windy. I can't even hold my phone still to get a good, clean shot. But we'll walk around a little bit more. I don't even know if you can hear me talking. It's cool. If you want to stay here, they have a hostel that you can rent right here along the coast. That's pretty awesome. Can you tell how windy it is? Look at those flags flying. This is absolutely stunning out here. I am so glad I stopped here. Not sure if it's always windy here like this. This area is all new to me, so don't know much about this area, but wow, I am really, really glad somebody suggested this spot. Now let's go make some coffee. What an absolutely awesome place. I am just totally happy to be here. Wind or no wind, this is just incredible here. Do you want some coffee? I am chilled through, so hopefully the coffee will help me warm up. And I hate to say it, but the wind makes it a little bit difficult, so probably just going to get back on the road once I get my coffee made here and drive, because I just can't take too much of the cold anymore, unfortunately. So I think as long as I'm driving, I'll have my heat on. It's really pretty here, though. Incredible. Well, thank you to Michael, who suggested I stop here at Pigeon Point. Pretty awesome. Nice spot for a coffee break, I think. This is such a beautiful drive. I can't help but think about a conversation I had with a friend of mine 2 days ago. She had texted me asking me which way I was going to head to San Francisco, and I told her I was looking at the options, and she was quite insistent that I take the forest route 17 up to San Francisco. And the more I looked at it, the more I decided it probably wouldn't be the best way to go. And so I just thanked her for her input. She lived around this area for years, and so she really knows the area and the roads and the best places to check out. So when she was really suggesting it, of course I really wanted to go that way, but the more I looked at it, the more I realized just with my engine woes here that the PCH would be the better way to go. But she was quite insistent that I don't go this way and I go the other way, and saying that the other way was so much prettier. But I have to say, now that I'm here, I'm not so sure that I would find the other way prettier. I think it would be probably just as pretty, in my opinion. Of course, I'm an ocean guy. I really like the ocean. She's a mountain person. She really likes mountains and trees. So we have a little difference of opinion there. And I have to say, I'm not upset with this way at all. I'm getting some trees. I'm getting glimpses of the ocean. As far as I'm concerned, one way is not really necessarily prettier than the other. It's just different. And I'm quite happy with this route. So I'm just leaving Half Moon Bay. I stopped and got gas here. $4.79 a gallon, not a great price. But from my research, I've found out that gas is going to be much more expensive the closer I get to San Francisco. So I just filled up. Luckily, I only needed 3.5 gallons. And hopefully that will keep me from having to buy gas in San Fran itself. We'll see. Okay, I'm a little bit frazzled. There used to be a time where I liked driving in cities. I don't know if it's because I'm older now. Maybe it's because I'm wiser. No, we know that's not the case. But yeah, I'm not enjoying being in a big city, driving in a big city anyway. I stopped here. This is the first parking spot I saw, and it's several blocks away from the location that I'm trying to get to. I'm not sure if I should go look for another parking spot that was closer. I just needed to stop and go potty. So that's taken care of. I did that. Yeah, parking's difficult here, so maybe I should just drive around the block a little bit, find a little closer parking spot. It's only 2-hour parking, so if I get involved with anything, I'm going to need all that time. So let me drive around a couple more blocks. This isn't fun for me anymore. Used to love big cities, but not anymore. Okay, got another parking spot here. Not much closer, but about the best I can do. And let's hurry down and hurry back because I am done. I want to get out of here. Well, now that I'm on a little quieter side street, I guess I never did tell you what I am going to look at. I am going to go look at some shoes, some very unique shoes. They're kind of barefoot style shoes. If you've seen some past vlogs of mine, you know that I have been wearing some Ultra Lone Peak hiking shoes, and I really, really like them. Unfortunately, they're not the perfect shoe for me because they're really wearing down. They're really for trail use, and they're not really so much for what I normally do, which is just walking around the city. So I searched out some different shoes that might be a little better for me, and this company that I kind of identified as the shoe that I wanted to get has a little pop-up shop at a pottery place here in San Francisco. So since I wasn't very far away, I figured I would stop over and take a look. They're European sizes, and so I really wanted to be able to try them on if I could, and this gives me that opportunity to try them on first before I order them. Okay, that was very productive. I am very happy that I took the time to stop here. Little out of my way, but incredibly happy that I got a chance to talk to somebody, got all my questions answered, and actually got to try on a pair of shoes. Because they're European sizes, I wasn't quite sure about exactly the size of shoe that I was going to need, so it was really cool that they had shoes to try on there. They did actually have some shoes for sale, but I do like wearing black shoes. That may be a surprise to you. And all they had were white shoes, so unfortunately they didn't have a pair that I really wanted to buy. But now that I know the style and the size, I'm going to order some when I get to a place I want to stop. Fantastic shoes, really cool shoe, and it's going to get noisy here. Let me get back to the van and I'll tell you why I like them versus the shoes I've been wearing. With so much traffic here, I'm not even going to try to get in my side door. I'm going to use my back door here so I don't have to step into traffic. Okay, I am still feeling a bit on edge, even though I've been out in the sunshine and walking around a little bit. This traffic is just maddening. Anyway, I'm going to take a couple of minutes and have a little snack and just relax for a little bit. I've got some time left here on the parking spot that I don't have to rush away. So while I do that, I'll just tell you a little bit about the shoes that I was looking at. So that company is called Wildling shoes, and they produce a barefoot type shoe. If you look at the construction of the shoe, it has a very thin sole, And that thin sole is very, very flexible, and it allows your foot to flex and move the same way your foot would flex and move if you were walking barefoot. So the advantage there is you would get a little protection. If you're like me and you're walking around cities, you want some type of protection. You don't really want to walk around barefoot. Plus, a lot of places won't let you in to shop if you're barefoot. But that shoe does give you that protection to be able to walk around without worry about hurting yourself, but still give you a full range of motion with your foot. Now, I have been wearing these shoes from Altra. These are called Lone Peaks, and they are a hiking shoe. They have a aggressive tread on the bottom because they are meant for trail running and hiking. And I don't really do a whole lot of trail running or hiking. I mean, that's just not what I do most of the time. So I've really been wearing these shoes down. And that has caused me a little bit of concern because these are not inexpensive shoes. So my idea is before these wear out completely and I won't be able to use them out on a trail, for the times that I do go out on a trail, and I really do like these shoes and like the fact that they've got a very good grippy sole on them, I should find another pair of shoes that maybe better suits my city walking needs. And that's how I found Wildling. The shoes seem to really fit exactly what I was looking for. I'm looking for a thinner shoe, a more barefoot type shoe than a regular shoe that you can get out at a regular store. So normally these shoes are ordered online. They're made in Europe and then they ship them to you. They did have some for sale here, and unfortunately, like I mentioned, they didn't have my size in the color that I wanted. They did have some white ones in my size. I would just prefer to have a black pair of shoes, so I'll need to order some eventually. And here's more of that noisy city life. I need to turn the camera off for a little bit and just decompress, because I'm really about at my limit at the moment. Okay, I took a few minutes to compose myself. I'm feeling better. Still really loud and crazy outside, but I made an egg and avocado burrito. All it was egg, avocado, and some Yellowbird Serrano. Simple, because I'm ready to get out of here. So let's get back out the back door. Turn those lights off. I'm happy I have the back door available for these situations, because I don't want to be stepping out into the crazy traffic. Well, this has been a bit taxing on me. I don't know how people live in big cities. It's very odd to me that I used to like big cities and now I just find them to be too much. But this will be all worthwhile once I get those shoes ordered and delivered and on my feet. Those Wildling shoes are more comfortable than any shoe I've ever tried on before, and I think it just has to do with that fact that they're made to be like your foot is barefoot, and takes me back to when I was a kid growing up in Southern California. I ran around barefoot everywhere. I don't know how I did it on the sidewalks and everything when it was over 100 degrees outside, but I remember doing it all summer long. I would just be barefoot all the time. But I'm hoping that I can get those shoes quickly so that I can kind of get back to that same barefoot feel that I had all those years ago. And no, I'm not going to tell you how long that was. So to get out of the city, my quickest and easiest way is to take the Golden Gate Bridge. I have not driven on the Golden Gate Bridge ever, so this will be another first today. Lots of firsts going on today. Exciting. Now, I have driven through San Francisco a few times over the last several years, but I have never driven across the Golden Gate Bridge. I've always avoided it, and I've avoided it for good reason, and that's because this is a toll bridge, except it's really only a half a toll bridge. That doesn't really make sense, does it? So if you're driving south through San Francisco and you take the Golden Gate Bridge, there is a toll. and it's about $10 or $11. I'm not exactly sure how much. As soon as I found out that there was a toll on this bridge, I just avoided it. But this time, because I'm going north, I found out that there is no toll, and I don't know the reason for that. I don't know why they charge going one way and not going the other, but because there was no charge, I figured this was an opportune time to finally drive over this iconic bridge, and I'm glad I did. And that's because my very first memory of this bridge was very different than this trip. I remember taking a camping trip somewhere up in Northern California, and as we were driving back south, I remember getting woken up very late in the evening and my parents getting me out of the back of the family camper van and telling me, look across the bay there, that is the Golden Gate Bridge. And they were very intent on me getting a good look at the bridge. And all I really remember was the wind was howling and it was really cold and late at night, dark out. And I just remember thinking, how long do I have to stand here and look at this bridge before I can get back in the comfort of the family camper van? So this trip is a much nicer memory than that earlier one. And that's why I'm glad I finally took this drive. Oh, I feel like I've been driving for 300 miles, but I think it's been less than half of that. I'm in Petaluma now. You might find this hard to believe, but I did not really make any thought about where I was going to go after I went to the Wildling pop-up store. So once I got done there, and I knew I wanted to get out of the city, but didn't really know where to go. So I just came here to Petaluma. I was here back in January when I was driving south. I only stayed here one night, but parking was really easy. So since it wasn't that far away from downtown San Fran, I figured this would be the place to go to next, and then I can decide where I'm going to go after. But it was a very fun drive. The whole way up the PCH was just fantastically beautiful. I really enjoyed that. Going over the bridge, I was thinking I might have some worries about going over that, but of course it's such a big stable bridge, there was no problem there. That was kind of fun actually, going over that. I don't remember ever driving over the bridge before, so that was a pleasant, fun experience. What I did have a problem with, though, were the city streets just in San Francisco itself. They were so steep that I actually had some brake fade on my brakes when I got down to the end of the big hill. It was such a steep angle that I was really kind of wondering, how do I even have tire grip on an angle this steep? It's a good thing it wasn't raining, because I don't know if I would have had enough grip in the rain. Well, I need to get up and move a little bit, so I just drove straight here to Target. I need one thing from Target, so I'll just go into Target and walk around a little bit, maybe walk around the parking lot a little bit too, just so I can stretch my legs. It is nice to be out of the heavy city traffic. Not so bad here in Petaluma, much nicer here. Okay, I only needed one thing, which I bought, wipes. I don't use these to bathe, but they are good for their intended purpose, and they're fairly inexpensive in there, so I like to buy them at Target. And then, even though I didn't need anything else, I did buy a few cans of pink salmon. I like keeping these on hand just for all kinds of recipes, and they're only $2 a can in there, which is expensive if you're comparing it to tuna, but at $2 a can, it's a really good deal. I think these are normally like $4 a can everywhere but Target and Walmart. So if I am at a Target or Walmart, I like to stock up on them here. So I'm stocked up now, and I think I need to keep moving around a bit. Such a long drive. I'm gonna walk down to Sprouts, and maybe I need something from there, maybe I don't, but I just want to walk. Okay, I didn't find anything at Sprouts that I needed. I was hoping to find some coffee on sale. They did have my favorite coffee, Groundwork, on sale, but it was only $1 off, and I thought, yeah, no, that's not good enough, so I didn't buy any of that. Have a little bit of coffee left, so I shouldn't be worried about that too much. It is quite breezy here, just like it was earlier this morning, and it's a little chilly. My eyes are kind of watery because of the breeze. I am really tired. I know it's too soon to go to bed, but I'm about ready. I'm exhausted. Well, I'm so tired, I think I better get some dinner going because I'm probably going to go to bed early tonight. I've got some potatoes that are cooked. I'm just going to brown these off and make some more breakfast burritos. Breakfast burritos for dinner. Will this make enough for two? Probably. So I'm not too hungry later. It's kind of a small dinner though, isn't it? I had to close my door. The wind is howling so much. I couldn't run my stove unless I closed my door. But that's probably good because it's going to warm it up a little bit in here. It's starting to get chilly again outside. I used some beard oil on my beard and on my hair. And this morning I noticed when I went to go put some on, it was totally frozen. It was totally solidified. So I didn't think it got that cold last night, but apparently it did. Okay, I've got a couple little burritos here, and I'm just doctoring them up with some Yellowbird Serrano, my favorite hot sauce. If you have not heard the word, I'm not going to sing that song, but if you have not heard about Yellowbird, I know I've been talking about this for months and months, and Yellowbird was kind enough to reach out and offer me an affiliate link. So if you are interested in buying some Yellowbird, if you want to order it directly from them, you can use my link and my coupon code. That will be down in the description of this video. I do make a little commission if you order directly from Yellowbird though, so do keep that in mind. If you don't want me to make any money, just find some Yellowbird in your area. Lots of health food stores and co-ops sell it. I believe Whole Foods sells it as well. So you can find it around different places. It's not the easiest sauce to find because they are a small company, so they don't distribute to everybody because they can only make so much, being that they're a little company. But if you can't find it locally, and I do encourage you just to buy it locally if you have it available locally, but if you can't find it locally, you can consider using my link and getting yourself some. The Serrano is my absolute favorite, although I did buy some jalapeno just recently, and this one's actually pretty good too. I'm kind of torn between the two now, so I use them more for what I used to just use the Serrano for everything, but now I use them kind of thinking about what I'm using them with, and I think the Serrano goes better with egg and potato, so that's why I'm using this one. But I think they're all good. The company just makes really good stuff. Now I'm gonna eat. Well, that was a nice simple dinner, but satisfying and tasty, mostly because of the Yellowbird. I'm not trying to push the Yellowbird. If you're not interested in it, of course, I'm not here to encourage you to buy anything. It's just a product I really like, so kind of made sense for me to just let everybody know about it as much as I can. But anyway, that's enough of that. So dinner was good. I think I am tired enough that I want to find a parking spot so I can not have to worry about that anymore. And not that I'm worried, there's plenty of places to park around here, but just so I don't have to go searching too much. Last time I was here in town, I found a parking spot right around Whole Foods, so I think I'll just head back over there and see if I get lucky and find an open spot.
Take the next right onto Kenilworth Drive, then turn left onto Johnson Street. Take the next left onto Johnson Street.
Well, there's a few spots right here, right next to Whole Foods. I'm not sure this is the best spot because Washington Street, which is straight ahead, is pretty busy all day and all night. Maybe a loud spot to park at. I think I'm going to walk around the block and just see if I notice a better parking spot. I do think I need to walk a little bit more too because with all the driving I've been doing, just sitting and driving here today is mostly what I've done. I need to walk a little bit more, so get another walk in, and if I see a better parking spot, I'll come back and move the van. If not, this will be home for the night. So sometimes I get a little particular about the parking spots that I'm going to park in. So I didn't end up taking that parking spot. I didn't like it because it was too close to the main road in front. There was also Kentucky Fried Chicken or something on the side. I didn't like being right beside it, cars coming out. So I drove around a little bit. No, that's an understatement. I drove around a ton. Exactly what I didn't want to do tonight. Got to know the city a little bit. It's a nice city here, Petaluma. Drove around more today than I did the last time I was here, and I was here like more than 24 hours. So I got a parking spot now. This is actually the same parking spot I was parked in back in January. Should have just came to this spot in the first place. It's just on the other side of Whole Foods and just maybe like a block up. So not very far away, but silly. I'm just being silly. Well, what a fantastic day I have had today. All the great scenery I've had, such a great drive. A little bit of the drive was tiring just because of the wind, and then it was really tiring dealing with the traffic and those really steep hills in San Francisco. But fantastic scenery, even in the city. San Francisco is a really pretty city all over, so yeah, just great scenery all day today. Just a fantastic day. And I am really jazzed about those shoes I tried on. Those Wildling shoes are the most comfortable shoe I have ever tried on. So I need to do a little research and figure out how I'm going to order those and where I'm going to send them. That's the key there, where I'm going to send them. I'll need to be in one spot for a little while, so I'll have to figure that out. But that is tops on my priority to do because I just really like those shoes. Just a fantastic shoe. So lots and lots of good that happened today. Now, I think I'll do a little bit of that research on the shoes and also on where I'm going to head next. I really have no idea. We're still very much experiencing winter weather, so that will affect my next move a little bit. So I do need to do some research on the direction I'm going to head next. But first, a little sleep, probably a long sleep. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it.